This is a concept I'm using to improve my life, which is for people who never have enough time. Okay. I Last year I had a son, and now he's just turned 1 years old last week. So for the last year I've been a dad. And being a dad, if you are a dad, you know you have no time. Especially in the beginning, all your time is gone by a newborn who's constantly crying, constantly needs feeding, constantly needs changing. This brother needed changing like 8 to 10 times a day, sometimes even 12 times a day. Especially when we were buying them shit nappies, it would get like to 12 times a day, and then we moved on to Pampers and like reduce that number. But nonetheless, I digress. Everyone has no time, right? Whether you're a school student, whether you're in your 60s, when you're in retirement. I've spoken to people who are in retirement and they don't have a job anymore, but they just say they still don't have any time because now their family has given them all these different tasks to do. They're doing errands, etc. Like, and before you know it, the day's done, right? So this could go from anyone from like 16, even younger, all the way up to the end of your life, right? And everything in between, the 30s, the 20s, the 30s, 40s, and the 50s and 60s, whatever, right? Whether you have a job, school, all these different things, everything is trying to strive for your time, right? But how do you get your time back so that you can do the important things to you, get your life back in order, to feel like there's a sense of calm in your life rather than just frantically jumping from task to task and never ever catching up on your life? Does that sound familiar to you? Because that is the existence for most people, right? I've definitely been there. Like I said, with my son, I had no time to do anything, no time to work out, no time to eat right. I'd just be constantly eating at McDonald's because it was convenient food. I'd go get 20 chicken nuggets thinking I'm trying to get my protein in. I'd have a hamburger, a double cheeseburger with it. So I'm looking like I can get my protein, but it's actually doing shit for my diet. I had no time to exercise. I didn't have time to go see my friends because like the time I did have on the weekend, my wife was off, so I needed to give her some relief from looking after the baby the entire time. So I'm just like, my week is filled with work. My weekend is filled with like looking after the baby. And then before you know it, it's back to Monday again and I'm back at work and I feel like this constantly. I can't record videos, I can't eat right, I can't do exercise, which are the main priorities in my life, like recording videos and exercising, right? So, how did I get out of this situation? Well, one thing you can do, or in this video, I'm going to list off multiple things, right? But one thing you can do is wake up very, very early. Now, I'll show you the time. Okay, it's 5:56. However, I recorded a video before this and I woke up at 4 o'clock this morning. Okay, now that required me to go to bed by 8 o'clock. I actually went to bed by 8:30, so I've kind of had 7.5 hours sleep. However, my son woke up at 2:30, so I've only had about 5 hours. And I actually went to bed at 9 because like I went to bed at 8:30. I didn't get to sleep until 9. I woke up at 2:30 because my son was crying, and then I've stayed up ever since, and now it's 4 o'clock. And like how sleep cycles work is you have like a 90-minute period of a sleep cycle where you get the deepest rest. So like restorative sleep. So when I got to 2:30, I knew that it was 90 minutes until 4 o'clock, so I couldn't get back to sleep. I was thinking about it the entire time. So basically, I've been up for since 2:30, but I got out of bed at 4, right? So I got out of bed at 4, went to sleep at 8, tried to get to sleep at 8. So that's my 8-hour window for sleep done, right? I start work at 8 a.m. So I've got from 4 a.m. till 7 a.m. to do videos, etc., which is what I'm doing for you right now, right? This is part of my block every single morning. This is like on weekends as well, included. Now, my son, he wakes up like clockwork, almost 7 to 8 o'clock. My wife's at home today, but if she wasn't, then I know that I could take the monitor with me, for example, to say like, okay, he's gonna wake up, pause the video or stop the videos, and then go in and get him, right? So I've got 3 hours of uninterrupted time pretty much until my son wakes up from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m. to do my shit. What is my shit? In this period, it's recording videos. Now, if you know what I do for a living, if you see my previous videos, I'm a truck driver. So I've done loads of different things in the past, but at the moment in my life, I'm a truck driver. I've done literally pretty much everything you can think of. And I was a sound engineer for the most, and that's what I studied to do, but didn't like that. So ended up being a truck driver so I can focus on entrepreneurial stuff. Little life update out of the way. But I still need to exercise, and I want to exercise for like an hour, 45 minutes. Now, if you know anything about truck driving, every truck driver needs to take a 45-minute break during the day as a minimum, right? So during that break, I'm going to exercise. So I have my 3 hours in the morning to do videos, upload videos, schedule videos, SEO for the videos, etc. That's my business stuff done. I want to exercise every day. I want to eat healthy every day. So during that truck driver break, I'll have, in that 45 minutes, I'll do 1,000 rep workout, which is what I will record at some point to show you exactly what I'm doing. So you show you I'm not bullshitting. And then I do that every single day. And plus, over time, you'll see as I do reveals of my naked torso, you will see that I'm getting in shape. And the only way I'm going to be doing it is eating clean and doing these 1,000 rep workouts. So I can't be bullshitting, basically. I might not record all the workouts. I probably won't record most of them. But I will do one to show you what I'm doing. So if you want to follow along, you know exactly what I'm doing, kind of thing. Right? So that is there. So I've got 3 hours in the morning, 45 minutes at lunch to do my stuff. That is Daddy's time to do his shit. Jay's time. Now, eating. I intermittent fast. Okay? This is another little tip. This is a big one, by the way. Very big, even though it sounds like, oh, why do I need to know about your eating schedule? It's very important, and the types of food I eat is very important for my overall productivity, so I have more time to do other shit, okay? Now, I intermittent fast, so I don't eat until pretty much about 11 o'clock in the morning. At that time, I'm not having no crunchy nut, I'm not having no fucking Weetabix or bullshit like that. If I was at home on a weekend, I'll have egg and oats, 4 eggs and oats, or yeah, that's pretty much it. Or if I'm not at home on a weekend, if it's not a weekend, sorry, I'll be at work and I've got this like thermos. It's not like a tall one, it's like a bowl shaped thermos that you tighten the lid on. And I fill that bitch with chicken, about 500 to 600 grams of chicken, just chicken in there. And then at work, in my truck, I've got sauces. I've got sauce galore. I'm the sauce king. I've got Nando's sauce. I've got Red Hot, Frank's Red Hot sauce. I got barbecue sauce. I got sweet and sour sauce. This is a tip for you. Trust me, listen to me now. If you want to get in good shape, you need to minimize all the bullshit in your diet. Like, just take out all the complexity. So one day you think, oh, maybe I'll have chicken wraps. One day I'll have chicken and rice. One day I'll have Thai red curry. One day I'll have eggs. One day I'll have, like, this is all for dinner, for example. One day I'll have lamb. One day I'll have beef. Fuck all of that. Have one meat. I got chicken. I have that every day. I've had that for months now. I have eggs, and that's all I've had. Chicken and eggs. My son's birthday was the other day, so I had some cake and stuff like that. Other people's birthday, my brother and my dad's birthday was recently as well, so I've had cake and stuff like that. Every now and then I fall off because I'm just like, okay, I've been very, very strict. I feel like I need to like binge something, get out of my system, then I get back on it the very next day, right? So I do that every now and then, but not like every week. It's like every 3 weeks realistically, right? That's once or twice every 3 weeks. And if I do it twice, it's like, nah, it's pretty much once. It's pretty much just once every 3 weeks. So that is that, right? But what that does for your mind is unfathomable. You wouldn't understand it until you do it, right? What that does for your mind is it just by eating clean, okay? Sorry, let me get back to the diet actually. So I have chicken, and then I have 3 pieces of fruit, a banana, an apple, a plum, Jesus Christ, a banana, a pear, and a orange. That is my 3 pieces of fruit. That's my lunch sorted. And I come home. Typically, I have about 4 to 6 eggs, and then sometimes I have toast and stuff like that. But right now, I want to get shredded as quick as possible, so I'm just gonna have eggs, 6 eggs, okay? And that's pretty much it. That's my diet for the day. I'll drink water the entire time, coffee in the morning as soon as I wake up, and then water throughout the day, right? And some green teas and stuff like that. But what that does for your mind, eating clean, first of all, very clean, no processed shit apart from the sauces that I put on my food, it reduces the amount of fatigue that your body experiences. So a lot of people, they eat something like a pasta meal, for example, and then they wonder like why they are feeling like an anaconda that just sucked down a fucking deer and they can't move for a while, because their body, basically, let me just break down quickly what pasta is for you, right? Pasta is egg yolks, and flour, pretty much, right? Those are the main ingredients. Flour is wheat that has been grinded to its fucking life is taken out of it. So there's no fiber in it, right? If there's no fiber in flour, you mix that together with the egg, so it becomes this dough. Then you roll that bitch out and you cut it into whatever pasta shape you want, okay? It sounds all innocent. However, pasta's evil for you, for gains as well as fatigue, okay? Because when you eat pasta, that wheat that is in there, right, is ground so that there's no fiber left in it. All the fiber that was in it, if you were to eat it raw, like if you actually see what wheat is, you eat that raw, there's plenty of fiber in it, right? You probably won't be able to eat a lot of it, but because they grind it down so much, you can eat fuckloads of it. That's why cakes and breads and pastas and all this bullshit, you eat it and then you feel like shit afterwards. It's because there's too much energy that you're eating in that small amount, because it's all ground down. If you ate the whole thing, you couldn't eat that much, but because it's ground down, you can eat so much more of it. And your body is not designed to eat such things that are ground down so much, but where there's no fiber, because at this point it's just pure energy. And what happens when you have pure energy like sugars and this type of food, your insulin spikes. You feel like great for maybe a second, but because most of us have been abused by like this spike most of our lives, we don't even feel that spiking meal. We just like eat the food and we crash immediately and we feel like shit for the rest of the day, right? Which means for people who have no time, who never have time for themselves, you can't do anything for yourself because you're constantly in a fatigued crash of energy levels. And so if you just ate clean foods, which is what I'm telling you, chicken breast, fruit, eggs, and you can have some like banana and peanut butter towards the end of the day and stuff like that, you will have less crashes, which means more time for productive shit to happen and allows for your body to recover better. The lighter you eat, the better it is for the long term. So if you're having constantly heavy meals, you will feel like your body needs to process all of that, so your digestive system is running overtime. Couple that with the like ground carbs that you're eating, that's spiking and crashing your energy levels, right? This is constantly happening, and your body is processing all of this, which gives more energy to the digestion process and less energy to your brain and to your actual like suppleness, your looseness. You're able to like your ability to jump up and get some shit done that you're not able to get some more shit done. So when you do have time, you feel like scrolling on your phone. You feel like sitting there like a fat piece of shit. I was about to say some madness there, but you don't actually do the stuff you need to do. You know when you're like, okay, I never have time, but then you always find time to watch TV. You always find time to scroll on your phone or do some destructive habits, right? This is because you need that mentally, because your whole day is a process of draining energy from you, which is likely from your diet, because you're not waking up early, you're not like drinking enough water, etc. So if you combine all the things that I've said in this video, which is you wake up early, you optimize any break that you have during your lunch, for example, you do your work then as well. You keep your mind clear by intermittent fasting until a certain point of the day, and then you only eat for like 6 to 8 hours. I probably eat about 6 or 7 hours. So 11 o'clock is my pretty much break. My fast comes ravishing at that point. And then I stop eating about 6, 7-ish. Probably about 6, I'd say. So about 7, 8 hours there. The rest of the time I'm sleeping and fasting and not eating. I'm only drinking water, if anything, right? But that gives you the most mental clarity, and then put that with your diet, so you're having clean food, no processed food, nothing that will spike your insulin levels and make you crash straight afterwards. So you're eating very, very clean food with high in fiber and just protein and fiber, basically protein and carbs with fiber, so like fruit and vegetables and stuff, basically. I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, if you just did that, you cannot go wrong. There's no room to fuck up right there. And the little bit of instant gratification you get is the coffee you have in the morning. You can have sauces. This is a big tip. You have sauces with your protein. So protein by itself can be some like dry and boring, but this is where sauces comes into it. So go into your sauce aisle down your favorite supermarket, pick up several, open one for the week, have that for the week. Next week, next one. Next week, next one. Next week, next one. Just switch it up however you want. One day you can have a like Thai-filled week, or the next week you can have a Frank's Red Hot type of week, or the next week you can have a barbecue week. It doesn't matter. But that's the trick, to keep it interesting. It makes you, it tricks your brain into thinking, oh, this is different. So instead of you having loads of different foods and thinking like, oh, spending that mental energy, what am I gonna have today? Tacos? Am I gonna have burrito? I'm gonna have a fucking rice bowl? Should I have sushi? No, don't be a dickhead. Just have the same fucking food every day. Get in the best shape of your fucking life. Get the most energy to do the shit you need to do so that you can play with your son, play with your daughter, play with your grandkids, do your fucking revision, do your studies, plan for the family, build that project, have that side hustle, do whatever the fuck you want to do because you have the energy and the time to do it. Do you understand? Anyway, I hope this message has gotten through to you today. This is how you get your time back for people who never have enough time. Trust me, I know exactly what the fuck I'm talking about because I've never had time until I started to do things this way. Get my health in order, get my mind in order, have the clarity of thinking, and wake up early enough to get some stuff done before everyone else is awake in the house so that I can actually do some stuff uninterrupted and then go to bed. And just before I end this video, think about what happens after 8 p.m. Realistically, boil it down. You're most likely just scrolling on your phone, watching some dumb fuck program, eating biscuits or eating some dumb fat fuck type of food, and then you go to bed, you get indigestion, you get acid reflux as you go to sleep. How do I know this? Because I used to be that fat cunt, but not anymore. I'm getting back I'm getting my fat ass into shape, if you've seen my recent videos. So don't worry about staying up late. And then even if you live for the weekend for that type of time, you're just gonna be out drinking alcohol, like parties and stuff like that. And that's fine, you can go to the parties every now and then, but you don't have to drink alcohol, you don't have to like fuck your diet up. Most parties, they cater for like more meat eaters anyway, so you can have some protein. If they don't, then have a bunch of chicken before you go to the party, have a little like diet drink, and then fuck off home at a reasonable hour, not like 2 in the morning. That'll fuck your gains up for the next day. You want to get home at like at least 6 hours, but you want to try to stay in, like lie in bed for 9 to 10 hours so you get the most restorative sleep. So they say like you should be sleeping, I'm extending this video by the way if you haven't noticed, they say you should be sleeping for 8 hours, but this is not like go to bed at 8 and wake up at 4, right, which is what I am doing kind of thing. It's more like go to bed at like 7 and wake up at 5 kind of thing, so you have the most, like, because in that night you're going to wake up a couple of times, right? You might go for a piss, your son might be crying or your daughter might be crying, whatever happens, right? You may just have some sleep insomnia, whatever. But the more time you spend, like if you spend 9 to 10 hours in bed, you could actually sleep, quality sleep for 8 hours within that time. You'd actually get deep 8 hours sleep rather than just like surface level sleep. So if you actually go to bed for 8 hours, you probably get less. You probably get like 6 hours of restorative sleep. That's okay, but you want to get as much sleep as possible so you can recover more as possible, and then you can have more gains more as possible, more energy more as possible, more time for yourself. I hope that helps. Do what you need to do, and I'll catch you in the next video.